the information that you emailed to us, Eric, about the series did talk about the last one we had and how it was not scriptural. But I don't know how many people read their comments about it.
No, you're right. They were whoever wrote this one. Let me go back to find that church. Eagles on the Hill. Which church is this one? It is Christ Lincoln Church. This individual definitely did not like the last episode.
I told you it's our least favorite episode.
Yeah, this individual did not like it either. He spent a lot of time just completely talking about how unbiblical it is.
Yes.
But it's not impossible that it could have not been that way. It could have been that way.
No, but I think the interesting thing is, and the one thing we didn't even talk about, and I thought that this was probably the best paragraph they had in there, is the concept of theodicy, or why does God allow bad things to happen to good people?
Right.
Yeah, this has been one of the most challenging questions that Christians have ever confronted. Many fall away from Jesus because of bad things happening to good people, or at least people whom we view as good. The Chosen has dealt with this with respect to little James and his walking disability. It has dealt with it through the storyline of Eden's miscarriage. It is now going to deal with it again as Thomas's fiancée, Rama, is murdered and dies without intervention from Jesus. None of these stories are in scripture, but they do provide us with opportunities to consider this ancient, often frustrating reality. How does Jesus try to explain this to Thomas? Do you answer Jesus? Explain this to Thomas. I don't know. The way he
really
wrote it doesn't make any
He just
sense.
says he's sorry. He just said sorry.
Yeah, it's just the way that he wrote the question. How does Jesus try to explain this to Thomas? Do you answer Jesus gives to Thomas and the Chosen just after Rama's death? Anyway, I digress. So the readings today are Isaiah 55, chapter 55, verses 8 and 9.
Isaiah, I'll take Isaiah.
Okay, and then Matthew chapter 8, verses 5 to 13.
If we need me to read something, I'll go get my Bible. I didn't bring it in here with me.
I could probably track some of these down too. You have a Bible there by you?
You know what? I didn't bring my phone in either, so well, never mind.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're good.
Matthew, what again? I've got mine right here.
Oh, right. Hey, Joni.
Joni.
Matthew chapter 8, verses 5 to 13.
Okay.
And then Luke chapter 7, verses 1 through 10.
I could take that.
Okay.
Get this apart first.
After Pete gets
Remember what it was.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Matthew,
read
what again?
Isaiah,
For some reason,
Pages are stuck together.
what was the Matthew again?
Matthew chapter 8, verses 5 to 13.
The leper, yeah.
Okay, so this was Isaiah 55, 6,
verses 8 to 9.
8, 9. Okay, 8, 9. For though my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways. Neither are your ways my ways. Basically, they're not. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. declares the Lord. That was it was Luke, wasn't it? Which one do you want? You said Luke, what?
I thought it was Matthew
No.
7.
Okay, yeah,
Joni's
yeah,
Matthew.
Joni, go ahead and read yours.
Okay.
It's Luke chapter 7, verses 1 through 10.
Okay.
All right, I'll read mine.
Okay.
This is Matthew chapter 8. The faith of centurion, starting with verse 5. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering. Jesus said to him, I will go and heal him. The centurion said, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and this one, come, and he comes. And say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, I tell you the truth, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west, and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, go, it will be done just as you believed it would. And the servant was healed at that very hour.
Fantastic. So Pete, you got, or Helen, do you have Luke
Luke
chapter
7, Luke 7, 1 through 10.
Yep.
I got it. I got the dog. You got the
When Jesus had finished saying all this in the hearing of the people, he entered Capernaum. There a centurion's servant, whom his master valued highly, was sick and about to die. The centurion heard of Jesus and sent some elders to the Jews to him, asking him to come and heal his servant. When they came to Jesus, they pleaded earnestly with him, this man deserves to have you do this, because he loves our nation and has built our synagogue. So Jesus went with them. He was not far from the house when the centurion sent friends to say to him, Lord, don't trouble yourself, for I do not deserve to have you come under my roof. That's why I did not even consider myself worthy to come to you. But say the word, and my servant will be healed. So I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed at him. Turning to the crowd following him, he said, I tell you, I've not found such great faith even in Israel. Then the men who had been sent returned to the house and found the servant well.
Awesome. And I get one of the best ones. So I've got Mark chapter 10, verses 35 through 45. And I think everybody who has been watching this for more than a day will pick up immediately. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came forward to him and said to him, Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. And he said to them, what does he want me to do for you? And they said to him, grant us to sit one at your right hand and one at your left in your glory. But Jesus said to them, you do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They replied, we are able. Then Jesus said to them, the cup that I drink, you will drink, and with the baptism which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right hand or at my left is not mine to grant, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared. When the 10 heard this, they began to be angry with James and John. So Jesus called them and said to them, "You know that among the Gentiles, those whom they recognize as their rulers lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them. But it is not so among you. But whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all. For the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So that kind of follows the idea of David John's mother saying, "You two, you need to go talk to this guy."
They want a promotion.
That's
You
right.
deserve better.
That's right. That's right.
From the very beginning, we gave up our business to be with you.
Yeah. Simon's not better than we are. We need to be better than Simon. Because he is now Peter. Give us new names.
Tons of thunder.
But notice they didn't tell that to their mother.
Yeah.
We're the sons of thunder, Mom. All right, now I think we're
What does
probably
that make
ready
her?
to rock and roll.
All right. So, I have the School of Grace board meeting at 7:30. So I'm gonna roll the tape, and if I have to go, I'll go. But hopefully, we'll do everything we need to do in time.
I have choir and I've got to get there. I'm not even at church, so. But I saw this part last night and just, oh man. For me, it's
Hey,
like
no
play it again.
spoilers.
I
No
love every bit
spoilers.
of it. No, I just said play it again. I love every bit of it. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay.
This one's better than the last one.
So this is which episode?
Episode 4.
Okay. Can y'all see anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
The old cam came on though. We see you now.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I think.
There you go. I think.
Okay.
So I'm not seeing the actual
Me neither. I
I'm
just,
seeing the screen.
yeah. I've got a computer screen with different things to look at, but no action.
So I think you have to go into that kind of that corner and it says like share a video.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Might have to call Whitewater.
So are you in the Zoom screen? Do you see on the sharing, it should say share a video? Is that coming up with some kind of error?
Um, I don't know where. Let's see.
So on mine, it's when you click on the share, it says share screen, photos. So you can share I thought that yours there you go. All right. So do we want to unpack this a little bit? I gotta find a better place to put this iPad here so I don't have to hold it the whole time. There we go. Wow. So where do we want to start?
I want to ask Marcia, is Pastor Ben feeling better? He was not well Sunday.
I haven't seen him, but when I texted him this morning, he said, I'm just working from home and Eric and Natalie are going to take Bible study tonight. So he's still not feeling great, but he's tested for COVID and flu and they came back negative. So it's just a nasty thing. I don't know how it is there, but I know quite a few people who've been very sick with just a cold. So it sounds like that's what he's got going on too. Thanks for asking, but my comment when well, just thinking of the very end of it, there's a reason we call them the disciples.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it just I've worked with kids my whole life and I can't tell you how many times I've had that look. Just how do you not know this yet?
Yeah, so I mean, just going a little bit further after that, I mean, obviously he's watching the wine press and the juice of the grapes just pouring out, and obviously he's thinking that's gonna be me pretty soon.
Actually, Eric, I think those were olives being pressed for oil.
That's what I thought too. It looked like oil
You're
coming
right.
out.
You're right. They were olives.
It made me think of, although, even though I thought it was olive oil, that it made me think of the new wine in old wineskins that, you've got to have the new and he knows what's coming.
Yeah, so the Sons
I
of
was
Thunder
wondering
have
if
asked their question and it came back negative. You're not sitting in my left hand or the right hand unless my father has determined that.
What are they going to tell their mother?
I don't know. I can't wait to see that dinner conversation go down.
probably
Sorry,
glad they're
we
headed to Jerusalem.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
Was wondering at the end too if he found some comfort in that hug and that belief from Gaius, from the centurion, or if he was feeling like he still had to be the one giving, or if he was able to take some comfort in that. Like I couldn't tell by their expressions.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's still, I mean, that's still amazing. And we could kind of see the way that they were presenting the show, the Gaius was definitely heading in that direction. So that
Yeah, it
is
wasn't a surprise.
no, it definitely was not.
Which also makes Thomas more confused when he sees so many miracles that Jesus does, but Jesus didn't save his fiance.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. And I mean, you could definitely see as they were walking along and Jesus stopped to heal, the leper or the demon possessed individual on the side of the road. And yeah, I'm sure Thomas is just beside himself. Why is he doing this and couldn't even save one who follows him?
And then he stops, he's walking with little James, who has a bad leg. And he stops and heals the blind woman. And little James is standing right next to him while he does this. And James doesn't get healed, but the blind woman does. So that's, it's gotta be hard.
Yeah.
And then you've got Rama's father running around raising Cain and making trouble.
Yeah, I was really interesting that Jesus took a curse.
He took a curse.
Yeah, he said, "Curse you, Jesus."
Which doesn't mean he took it. He heard it. We don't know. It could have bounced right back.
That could be true. That could be true.
Jesus is pretty smart. He knows when to keep his mouth shut,
Mhm.
unless it suits his purpose, even if he's getting in trouble.
Hmm.
I just shake my head in awe of what Jesus did for me and everybody else that believes in him, what he had to go through for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And that was an interesting question by I guess it was oh gosh, the zealot, Simon the Zealot, who asked who's being ransomed.
Yeah.
Everybody. But this definitely was a more uplifting episode. I mean, it definitely had its twists and turns, but definitely was more uplifting.
Now, Eric, do you agree that the sound that we were getting wasn't from the system, it was from her computer?
It absolutely was. So she did not click on that little button.
And
And
that
I was
really
just happy we got but yeah, she needed to
Yeah.
select that little
yeah, because
option
it
to
was,
present computer sound.
it was very distorted, at least to us anyway, it was very distorted.
It was definitely during the song. I mean, when they had the little fishy swimming, that sounded awful.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least everything else kind of had a little bit less background noise, so it wasn't quite as.
It worked, but we need to be sure that
I know. If I were sitting in Florida and I had a computer, I could have taken over the sound. But yeah,
I understand. Okay.
Because the video and the sound were not in sync. Sometimes I had to close my eyes and listen, because if I'm looking and it's not lined up, it was hard for me.
That may be.
so wait a minute. So you're telling me you've never watched a subtitled Japanese movie before, like Godzilla and oh, what's the name of that big giant turtle? Crud, I can't think of the name of it now.
I've not seen those movies.
Really?
Now, were you guys getting the sound and the picture in sync, or were they out of sync for you?
I'm sitting in a hotel room, so I think everything was a little bit slower for me, is a little choppy.
Yes.
But I think that was probably because you were getting the sound half a second after through the other speaker.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was off for me too, but it was last week also. The
It was,
words
yeah.
were a little bit behind. And I think that's when Ben was there and he was doing it the other way. So I just thought maybe that's the way they, because until now I had just been going in and I'd be in the room there. So this, being on the computer is a new experience for me. So I just thought it didn't match up on the
Mm.
computer.
But Helen, I am really disappointed that all these years you've never had to watch a subtitled Japanese movie before. I mean, it's just comical. I mean, their mouths are just going like this, and they'll have the the English dubbed in behind it.
It's not my thing.
She's not even saying that she'll give it a try now.
No,
I
she's
know,
not.
no.
She's not. No,
Not my thing.
no, she's not.
One thing I couldn't help but think, and I've thought this at various points throughout the series, that it seems that there are times when we're projecting our values and what's our way of thinking onto the characters back in first century Palestine. And I'm not sure that that's accurate either. um I don't know how. I mean, obviously there were deep thinkers there, but we have values that maybe weren't values then. I don't know that a husband would have been racked with guilt about having a child out of wedlock. It doesn't seem like that was, marriage, the concept of marriage and marriage itself was very different back then. And so, and that's just a for instance, but it came up several times for me in this episode, just thinking, I wonder if they would, if that's for our benefit because it fits with our values and the way we think, or would they really have been thinking that back then?
Right. And Helen mentioned that they would not have been back then. They wouldn't have taken Raymond's body back. They would have, because they have to be buried within so many hours, right?
24, I think, the first day.
Right. Yeah.
But Marcia, in response to your thing, I don't know when in sequence the teaching of Matthew 18, because in that chapter, Jesus talked about marriage and divorce. So maybe the centurion heard that sermon. I don't know.
He certainly was around for some of his sermons, yeah.
And I'm wondering, is he going to be the centurion who was standing at the cross and said, surely this was the Son of God?
I have suspected that all along, that he was going to end up being, I didn't know that he would have a profession of faith at this point, but that they would identify him as that centurion. But I've thought all along, he's probably going to be the one at the foot of the cross.
I have to wait till season 5 to see. But
Yeah.
I
If it's
thought-
not him, we'll be surprised.
That's right.
Yes.
Where, I guess you're not going to choir either.
I am in. Oh, you came on a little bit late. I'm actually down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'm down here on business. I have a project in Naples, Florida that I was down here to walk a whole bunch of sites. We do I do communication tower design. So Collier County, Florida is actually upgrading their microwave system, which basically is part of the 911 communications.
Oh,
And so yeah, so I'm down here to kind of figure out the engineering side of getting all that to work.
You have to climb the towers.
I used to. I don't now. I'm smarter and probably wiser, I hope. So I have other people do that for me now.
Smart.
You're probably warmer down there than we are here. Gee
Oh, it was
Louise.
gorgeous. Yes, Holly was like, I should have come with you.
We should have come with you. All I had to do outside the house today was take Jack to therapy and go to the gym to work out. And I waited till I had to take him to therapy, and then I dropped him off at home and went to the gym so I didn't have to go out twice. It's just freezing and rainy. Lovely.
Mhm. Did you guys get any ice, or did it not get that cold?
We're saying this morning on the news that the roads were slippery and to be careful, but I
You
don't
didn't
know
go
if there
out, so it didn't matter.
we're showing you in around Raleigh, not out here. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
had a meeting in Wilson last night and I had to drive home, but and they're always so worried about me anyway because it's almost an hour back home again. And so they don't like it sending me home at night all that way. It doesn't bother me any, but I was careful, but the roads were fine last night and it stayed 36 the whole time I
Oh,
was
good.
driving home. So
No, that's
and
good.
that's what it said this morning too, but who knows?
Well, good. I'm glad. Everybody just stay safe. I'll be flying back tomorrow night, so hopefully everything is gone by the time I get, out of here and bring some warmth back.
Katie's been very interested in this conversation. She wasn't paying any attention when the movie was on, but ever since we started talking, she's been sitting there just staring at me. So I had to share that with you.
No, that's good.
Okay. All right, guys, take care.
Yep, I appreciate it. Take care,
too.
everyone. See you on Sunday.
Right. Bye now.
Good night.
Bye.